Shabbat Shalom, brothers and sisters. It's the Hebrew Life again. I'm Bay Jerusalem, and I'm back with another lesson. We're going to call this one Easter and the Passover Explained. As everybody know, Easter, a pagan holiday, is coming up tomorrow, Sunday. Tomorrow, Sunday, you will find a lot of unlearned Christians going to church in their best outfits. Yes, most of them will be dressed in all white. Do they know why? No, it's just the custom. Be dressed in all white. All of the women will begin their children into the best outfits that church can see and money can buy. And what they don't understand is they don't even understand why they do it. They don't know why they dress up, why they only go to church 2 or 3 times a year, and this is one of the days where they can look the cleanest and the freshest and show their style and who they are and how they dress. And it's nothing about God. It has nothing to do about the resurrection of Yeshua HaMashiach, aka Jesus Christ, to the rest of the world. It has nothing to do with the Bible, period. Easter bunnies, Easter eggs, Easter egg hunts. None of these pagan, what you're going to come to find out, pagan cultures, which is an old culture, because there's nothing new under the sun. You're going to come to find out that the word Easter is a word that stems from Ishtar, which is supposed to be a wife of the devil, or some connection to Hashatan. Now, Drawback Jacob did a video over this title. It's called The Easter Deception. I want all the brothers and sisters out there to type that in on YouTube and to get full detail on this thing we call Easter and the full history on where Easter comes from, because I don't have much time to give you full history over Easter, because this is a 2-part video. This is about the Passover and this is about Easter. If you want to find out about the Passover, one of those videos, you can go look at my Tough Guy. His name is One Tough Guy. Go check his page out. He has a 3-part series over the Passover. Very, very good. Letting the brothers and sisters out there know what's to be expected, what Yahuwah is expecting from us as Hebrews in our captivity for the Passover. Now, as I was talking about Easter, Easter is a pagan holiday where people dress their kids up like in all white, not knowing they're dressing their kids up in all white, dressing them up as sperm, because Easter is a fertility celebration, a pagan fertility celebration, where they rolled eggs and blood and did all kind of weird things, but it's dealing with fertility in a woman, the worship of the woman as a goddess. Now, I'm going to prove that in the Bible, what Easter is and what they're doing in these Christian churches has no connection to no connection to the resurrection of the Hamashiach. Now, I'm going to go to Hebrew 10. We're going to go to Hebrew 10 first. Hebrew 10 and 10. And I'm going to read. I'm going to start at verse 9. Then said he, Lo, I come to thy will, O God. He taketh away the first, that he may establish the second, by which we are sanctified through the offering of the body of Yeshua HaMashiach once for all. As you see, the resurrection of Yeshua HaMashiach and the offering of his body is Easter. Now, you don't see anybody being reborn. You don't see anybody resurrecting themselves, because that's what the symbolism is of Yeshua dying, because nobody could take his life. The Father sent him, and the Father took him back. He was sent here to do a job, and that's to live in the flesh and be perfect within the flesh, to show us how to live And he was God on this earth. He was the Son of the Most High. And he was that sheep with no blemish. He was that sheep with no blemish. And that's what the Passover is about. It's about, I'm going to dive into that, but that's what it's about. Now, we must be reborn again in this word. We cannot get to a point of being a Hebrew without being reborn. You see a lot of brothers say they're reborn and they're Hebrews, but their actions remain the same. Their ways remain the same. If they were a selfish, stubborn person before they found the word, if they don't have the true light, they will continue to be a selfish and stubborn person, though they say they know the truth, though they say they have this knowledge and they have the true gospel. If they ways continue, if you continue to see the same old ways, that person has not been reborn again. The Most High say we're supposed to come to him as a child. We can't bring our problems we have in our adult life into our relationship with the Most High. He will make us reborn again. He will heal our pains. And we will be reborn again. And this is what Yeshua was. He was resurrected. He died and he was reborn again. Now, for the Passover, I see a lot of brothers out here in these camps. I seen, I don't even want to shout the camp out because I don't want to give them no light. I seen them charging $120 to get in the Passover. Now, when we was on the chat with Tough God, it was sisters saying, and many people saying that they was getting sick from eating this meat that these brothers were serving at the Passover. It's a shame that they're charging $120 for anybody to get in the Passover, even though the scriptures say anybody can't get in the Passover. Let's go to Exodus 12 to find out what the Passover is, before I dive into what's going on today and what's to be expected. I'm going to start at verse 5 of chapter 12. Matter of fact, I'm going to start at the top of the verse. And the Elohim spoke unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months, and it shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak unto ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, The 10th day of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers, and a lamb for an house. Let's jump down to verse 5. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year, and it shall be taken out from the sheep or from the goat. Now this is what Yeshua was to us. He was that unblemished sheep. So for the Passover, we're not we don't have to do the feast days like we did before the law was before the sacrificial law was done away with. No, the law, all the laws hasn't been done away with. But Yeshua was that sacrificial lamb. So we don't have to cook a lamb with bitter herbs anymore. We don't have to do all of that. If you want to throw a little get together or something, cool. But we're not subject to do anything. Let's go to 1 Corinthians. Let's go to 1 Corinthians to get a better understanding on what we should do on the Passover in our captivity, because we're not in our own land. 1 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 7, and I'm going to read. I'm going to start at verse 6. Your glorying is not good. Ye know ye not that a little leaven, a little leaven and leaven, and a little leaven leaving a whole lump? Basically saying it only take a little leaven to pump up a whole lump of bread. Purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened. For even Christ, our Passover, is sacrificed for us. Therefore let us keep the feast not with old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice and wickedness, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth. As you see right there, I'm going to read that one more time. I'm going to start at verse 7. Purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened. For even as Yeshua HaMashiach, our Passover, is sanctified for us. It's sacred. Yeah. Therefore, let us keep the feast not with old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice and wickedness, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth. We're not to worry about the leaven of old days. We're supposed to worry about the leaven, the malice, and the wickedness within our heart. We're supposed to get that unleavened out of our heart. Get that yeast out of our heart, so that wickedness and that malice doesn't rise up, and let us be a new lump. This is what Yeshua the HaMashiach was sacrificed and gave his life for, because the Pharisees and Sadducees was using the Passover, just like you see today, charging $120 to get in the Passover party, and people getting sick off the meat. You're not even following the laws correctly, but these people are supposed to be elders and credible people in the Hebrew community, but they don't even know that feasts and festivals were done away with when Yeshua died. These are the same people who wanted Yeshua killed so they can carry on with their lives. Same spirit. Now, we're going to go to 1 Peter to lead us off, because in 1 Peter it talked about being reborn again. Now, everybody going to church and they doing all of these things, but they're not being reborn. They're the same people when they leave out that church. They have a little bit of feel good, and that's Hashatan posing as an angel of light. We know he has the ability to do that, but he only has the ability to harm and to take and to hurt. Yeshua and the Father has the power to heal, and the power to mend hearts and to heal broken hearts. Yeshua has the power to give, and Hashatan has the power to take. But Yeshua is the only one who has the power to take and to give away. He could take it, but he could give it back. When Hashatan takes something, he can't give it back to you. You're not getting it back. Let's read this. For Christ also have suffered for sins, the just for the unjust, that he might bring us to God, being put to death in the flesh, but quickening by the Spirit. This is Easter. Yes, he was put to death because he didn't fear who could kill the flesh. He feared who could kill the spirit. And that's why Yeshua the HaMashiach was resurrected. Don't have nothing to do with Easter bunnies, Easter egg hunts, and dressing your kids up to look nice. If you people did for your children 365 days a year, you wouldn't have to worry about Christmas and Halloween and Easter keeping up with the Joneses. Because if you've been doing all year, that your kids ain't going to pay attention to it if you tell them you ain't doing nothing for it. And the people around you ain't going to pay attention because they know you do year round. Until you start saying, I don't give on Christmas because I give year round. And I'm a true believer. I'm not celebrating Christmas and Easter. If you're going to get your kids dressed and dress them up nice, do it because you like to do it. Don't do it because you're trying to show up the next person who's going into the Christian church. Because it's nothing but a show and a competition within the Christian church. Now let's continue to read. By which also, this is verse 19, by which also he went and preached unto the spirits in prison, which sometimes were disobedient, when once the long suffering of God waited in the days of Noah while the ark was preparing, wherein few, that is, 8 souls were saved by water. The like figure whereunto even the baptism doeth also now save us, not putting away the filth of the flesh, but the answer is of good conscience toward God by the resurrection of Yeshua the HaMashiach, who is gone into heaven and is on the right hand of Yah, angels and authorities and powers being made subject unto him. I'm going to start there from the top. It says, for it is better if the will of God be so that ye suffer for well-doing than evil-doing. Yeshua died for us, and he died to be resurrected, and he died for our sins. And this is what the Passover is about. It's not about Easter bunnies. I'm Beis Jerusalem. Shalom, brothers and sisters. Shalom.